Hello, hello, hello. Good day once again. We are going to discuss another sample problem. This time it's about algebra, solving a worded problem regarding age. So this is an age problem. According to the problem, if A was 4 times as old as B 8 years ago, and if A will be twice as old as B 8 years hence, how old is B now? So remember, one of the essential things that you need to determine, or I mean to remember in solving worded problems such as this one, this particularly is an age problem. All you have to do is to make sure that the phrases or the wordings in the problem, in the worded problems, will be translated correctly into a mathematical equation. So in this particular case, since this is an age problem, the best thing that we need to do here is to identify the different phrases which would represent the past, the present, and the future. So again, you need to identify which of the phrases will give us the past, the present, and the future. So since in this age problem, we've got A and B as the person in reference, we are going to represent the ages of person A and person B in terms of the past, the present, and the future. So as I have mentioned, we have to identify equations for the past ages, the present ages, and the future ages. So according to the problem, if A was 4 times as old as B 8 years ago, so meaning if we are going to represent age of person A currently as A and B, then that would be the present ages of A and B. So it was identified that 8 years ago, so A was 4 times as old as B. So 8 years ago, meaning if you are going to identify the past, it is 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, because the present age of A is A, we are going to subtract 8 from A. And in terms of the age of B, all we have to do is to also to subtract 8 from age of B. So that was 8 years ago. And if A will be twice as old as B 8 years hence, so meaning that is the future, 8 years hence. If that would be the future, we are going to add from A, you are going to add 8 years. And from the age of B, you are also going to add 8 years. So those are the ages of A and B 8 years ago. That is A minus 8. For B, that was B minus 8. And 8 years hence, the age of A will be A plus 8. And the age of B will be B plus 8. So it would be better that we are going to discuss or to use this representations in the transforming or translating in the translation of the worded problems or the phrases in the worded problems into mathematical equation. So continuing with the given equation, A was 4 times as old as B 8 years ago. So if you are going to take a look at this past representation, A was 4 times as old as 8 years ago. So the age of A 8 years ago is A minus 8. And according to the problem, it is 4 times, or A was 4 times as old as B 8 years ago. So the age of B 8 years ago is B minus 8. That means we are going to multiply 4 with B minus 8. So that is the praise. That is the first praise. And if A will be twice as old as B 8 years hence, so looking at the representation for the future, the age of A will be twice as old as B 8 years hence. So the age of A 8 years hence is A plus 8. And it will be twice as the age of B 8 years hence. So that would be 2 times the age of B 8 years hence. So that would be multiplied by B plus 8. Then from there, you can now create another equations. So if we are going to represent this as equation 1 and this is equation 2, let us operationalize equation 1. So from equation 1, we got A minus 8 is equals to 4 times B minus 4 times 8, 16 times 2, 32. So that means A will be equals to 4B minus 32 plus 8. And A will be equals to 4B minus 24. So that's from equation number 1. Then from equation number 2, we will have A plus 8 is equals to 2B plus 16. Or A is equals to 2B plus 16 minus 8. Or A is equals to 2B plus 8. So these are the other two equations that we can derive at, which we can use in the solving for the ages of A and B. So this is equation from equation 1. This is from equation 2. So this is equation 1, and this is again from equation 2. So from there, we can now solve simultaneously because you have two unknowns. You have two equations. We can now solve simultaneously the equations in order to solve for the value of A and the value for B. So if we are going to solve simultaneously, equation 1, you would notice that equation 1 is basically equals to equation 2. A is equals to A. So that means 4B minus 24 is equals to 2B plus 8. Then you would have only one variable. So if you are going to transpose to the other side of the equation, all those with variables on one side and all those which are constant will be transferred to the other side. So you have 4B minus 2B is 2B, and that's equals to 8 plus 24 is 32. So that means B is equals to 16. So the question is, how old is B now? And that would answer the question. That means B is 16 years old today. 16 years old today. And that is our answer. answer is 16. So that would be all for now. I am Dr. Ramela B. Ramirez. I shall see you in my next video tutorial. I hope you learned something from this.